3 months ago, I stood frozen as Diana and Robert, the two people who raised me, smashed a baseball bat through a stranger's living room, convinced they were ruining my future. In that moment, I felt humiliation, fear, and betrayal collide. What I didn't understand yet was that their rage was cutting the last chain holding me to them. What they thought was punishment was actually my escape. My name is Claire, and that night forced me to accept a brutal truth. The deepest wounds often come from shared blood. Everything traces back to $120,000 and a family dinner wrapped in fake smiles and hidden expectations. To understand why that number almost broke me, I have to go back 5 years, back when I believed loyalty was automatic and love didn't come with strings attached. At 28, I lived in a shoebox studio that barely fit my bed. Every morning, I reminded myself why I chose that life. Cheap food. Public buses. Second-hand clothes. Quiet birthdays. Each sacrifice had a purpose, and that purpose was $120,000, my way out, my chance at a home no one could invade. That money wasn't just savings. It was exhaustion, discipline, and lonely nights staring at code until my vision blurred. While others relaxed, I worked. I thought I was building freedom. I had no idea Diana and Robert were already planning how to turn my dream into their leverage. It finally felt worth it when I found the house. A 3-bedroom craftsman with warm floors and a kitchen that caught the morning light like gold. I started driving to Diana and Robert's place every Saturday again, pretending nothing had changed. Diana cooked, Robert complained, and I sat there glowing with a secret I couldn't wait to share. Melissa, my older sister, arrived arm in arm with Andrew, her husband, the kind of man always chasing shortcuts to wealth. That October Saturday felt wrong the second I walked in. Melissa and Andrew whispered like they were hiding something. Diana kept watching me with a smile that felt measured, almost greedy. Robert avoided my eyes completely. I ignored every warning. My phone was loaded with photos of the house, proof that my sacrifices meant something. I wanted applause. Validation. Love. I thought this was the moment my family would finally see me as successful, not selfish. Then Diana cleared her throat at the table and smiled sweetly. Melissa has some wonderful news, she said, using the same voice she always used right before asking me for something I wouldn't want to give. What happened next still makes my stomach drop. Melissa didn't just share news. She launched into a full presentation, printed charts, glossy graphs, fake confidence. This was her third business attempt, and I remembered the first 2 disasters clearly. Diana and Robert had refinanced their home to clean up Melissa's messes, then pretended it never happened. I've learned from my mistakes, Melissa said, eyes shining with that familiar mix of panic and delusion. She talked about development, marketing, and timing. Andrew stood beside her, nodding on cue, playing the loyal husband while saying absolutely nothing of substance. That's when the slide about returns appeared. Double the money in 2 years. One by one, Diana, Robert, Melissa, and Andrew turned toward me. Not curious looks, expectant ones. My chest tightened. Why are you all looking at me? I asked, already knowing the answer. Melissa smiled the way she always had before taking something from me. Mom mentioned you're saving for a house, Melissa said softly. Then Diana added it, casual and deadly, you have about $120,000, right? The room went silent. My pulse roared. They'd been tracking my money behind my back. That was the moment I realized they had done the math on my value. I wasn't a daughter or a sister, I was a number. A solution. A personal bank with a last name attached. I'm not risking my house money on your business, Melissa, I said, my voice cutting sharper than I meant. But this wasn't a small favor. This was my future. Melissa's face collapsed like I'd slapped her. She rushed to promise me miracles, double the money in 2 years, a better house, a bigger life. I laughed before I could stop myself. The sound came out bitter. Trusting my life savings to someone who'd already failed twice felt insane. I reminded Melissa of the truth she hated. 2 businesses. 2 disasters. No accountability. I told her maybe it was time to stop chasing shortcuts and get a real job. The room detonated. Melissa fled in tears. Andrew called me cruel and followed her. Then Diana and Robert turned on me instantly, like I'd committed a crime. In their eyes, I wasn't protecting myself, I was betraying the role they'd already assigned me. How could you be so cruel to your sister? Diana's voice was ice cold. She said Melissa was more talented than I'd ever be, that I was jealous of her success. I wanted to laugh or scream. Success? The bankruptcies, the creditors calling non-stop, the panic attacks that sent Robert to the But facts didn't matter. The story was already written. Then Robert delivered the ultimatum. Either I gave Melissa the money, or I was no longer family. I looked at them and finally understood, I had never been a daughter. I was a resource. A solution. I'm not giving her my money, I said quietly. Then leave and don't come back, Diana snapped. So I did. I walked out, drove back to my tiny apartment, and changed my phone number the next day. If money was all that tied us together, I'd cut the cord myself. 1 year later, I bought the house, the same craftsman with warm floors and golden mornings. I built a quiet life. Real peace. No manipulation. No Saturday traps. I later heard Melissa's business actually worked this time. And that's when I smiled, because they had no idea what I'd already set in motion. Melissa upgraded her life fast, bigger house, constant trips with Andrew, curated luxury splashed across social media. I was honestly happy for her, and I felt no guilt for choosing myself. 5 years passed without them. 5 quiet years where my career grew, my confidence settled, and my life finally felt like mine. During that time, I met Sebastian through a professional group. Long distance wasn't easy, but Sebastian was steady in every way my family never had been. Kind. Grounded. Supportive. He loved who I was, not what I could fund. For the first time, I felt safe planning a future. We talked seriously about closing the distance. I even considered selling my house and starting over in his state. Then, on an ordinary Tuesday morning, everything cracked. An email hit my old inbox, the one I rarely checked. The sender made my stomach drop. Diana. The message was short and urgent. Life or death. Come home immediately. Despite everything, fear took over. If Robert was dying or Diana was sick, I needed to know. And that decision would change everything. I kept my reply short and firm, I'll come by this Saturday. Saturday morning, I parked outside their house, staring at the familiar driveway for 10 minutes, gathering courage. The neighborhood felt smaller, run down, and somehow colder. My eyes landed on the cars, Melissa's brand new Porsche, Andrew's pristine Mercedes. Luxury screamed entitlement. This wasn't just about Diana and Robert, this was a full-blown family spectacle. Diana opened the door, older, worn, lines around her eyes I hadn't seen 5 years ago. Claire, she whispered, shaky, thank you for coming. The living room was full, Robert, stern in his chair, Melissa and Andrew on the couch, faces red from crying. They looked at me with a mix of relief and fear. What's happening? I asked, keeping my stance firm. Your email said life or death. Diana's tears fell fast. It's about Melissa. She's in serious trouble. I met Melissa's eyes, she couldn't hold mine. Andrew gripped her hand like letting go would make her vanish. Robert cleared his throat. Her business collapsed 3 months ago. The bank took her house. She owes dangerous people. A wave of vindication mixed with pity washed over me. The tables had turned, but the story was far from over. I felt 2 things at once, vindication and sadness. Vindication because I'd been right about Melissa all along. Sadness because losing your home hurts, even when it's the consequence of your own choices. I'm sorry, I said carefully. But what does this have to do with me? Melissa finally spoke, barely audible. $150,000. Who do you owe that to? I asked. Andrew answered instead. Private investors. They don't accept excuses. Melissa broke down, saying they were calling, threatening, watching their routines. I believed they were scared. I even felt for them. But I still didn't understand why I was there. That's awful, I said. But what do you want from me? That's when Diana said it. Calmly. We know you bought a house. A nice one. You should sell it and help Melissa pay this off. I stared at Diana, stunned. Are you out of your mind? She kept going, ignoring me. You're young. You can earn another house. Melissa and Andrew could get hurt. I looked around the room at Diana, Robert, Melissa, and Andrew, the people who erased me for 5 years, who said I wasn't family, who never checked if I was alive. And suddenly, everything became very clear. So, let me get this straight, I said slowly, my voice sharp and icy. You kicked me out 5 years ago because I wouldn't fund Melissa's business. Now it's collapsed, she owes dangerous people, and you expect me to sell my house to fix it? Family helps family, Robert said, straight-faced. I laughed, bitter and hollow. Family? You told me I wasn't family. Remember? You cut me off completely. Melissa cried harder. We messed up before, but this is different. They're not just taking us to court, they'll hurt us. Maybe think about that before borrowing from loan sharks, I shot back. Andrew bristled. You don't understand the pressure. No, I don't, I said, gesturing to their flashy cars in the driveway. Maybe start there, sell those. Those cars are for work. Melissa snapped. You need them more than you need to survive creditors, I said flatly. The circular logic made my head spin. They wanted me to destroy my future for mistakes they created. Diana leaned in, her voice urgent, sell the house, pay Melissa's debts, and you'll still have money for a nice apartment. A nice apartment? I felt my blood boil. Diana, I worked my ass off for this house. Every penny. Every sacrifice. I lived like a monk to afford it. I am not selling it to clean up Melissa's mess. She's your daughter, not mine. Robert shrugged. She's a grown woman. She made her choices. Bad ones, apparently. Melissa leapt from the couch, desperate. You're supposed to help me. You're supposed to care. Where was this loyalty 5 years ago when you abandoned me? That was different, Diana said, cold. How was it different? You wouldn't help me then, and I won't help you now. Silence fell. All eyes on me, like I was the villain in their story. I'm not doing this, I said finally. Melissa created this mess, she can fix it. If you want to help her so badly, sell your house. Diana gasped, offended. This is the only house we have. We're old, Claire. We can't start over like you. I smiled faintly. Then you understand exactly how I feel about my house. I walked to the door. Melissa called, panicked, you're making a huge mistake. They don't mess around. I turned, my gaze steady. Neither do I. I left them sitting there and drove home feeling lighter than I had in years. The moment I walked into my house, I blocked Diana's email. I was done, completely. For about a week, life was calm. Sebastian called every day, steady and reassuring, reminding me I'd done the right thing. They don't get to disappear for 5 years and then demand rescue, he said. I believed him. I felt good about my choice. Sad for Melissa, yes, but not responsible. I had my own life, my own peace. Then Tuesday morning shattered it. I was making coffee when I heard a car door slam outside. I looked out the window and nearly dropped my mug. Diana and Robert were walking up my driveway like they owned it. What are you doing here? I demanded. How did you get my address? Diana smiled, proud. Melissa hired a private investigator. A private investigator? I stared at them in disbelief. Robert scanned my house with greedy eyes. "This is a nice place." "Get off my property," I said. But Diana brushed past me and walked inside. Robert followed. I froze, stunned by the audacity. "Don't get comfortable," I warned. "You're not staying." Diana ignored me, touching my furniture, inspecting everything, like she was already deciding what it was worth. "If you sold this house, you could wipe Melissa's debt and still have money left," Diana insisted. "Maybe a nice apartment." "I already told you, I'm not selling," I snapped. Robert spread his arms, surveying my home. "Look at all this space. It's just you. You don't need it." "What I don't need is your opinion," I said. Diana turned on the tears again. "Melissa is terrified, Claire. These men called yesterday. They know where she and Andrew are staying. They said something bad will happen by the end of the month. Then she should go to the police." "They won't help," Robert cut in. "These people don't care about laws." My patience snapped. "That's still not my problem. Leave. Now." "We're not leaving until you agree," Diana said, folding her arms. "Then I'm calling the police." I pulled out my phone. Robert grabbed my arm. "Don't," he warned. "Let go of me." I shook free. "I'm dialing." They saw it in my face. Diana broke down, sobbing. "Fine. But this isn't over, Claire. If anything happens to Melissa, it's on you." They walked out, leaving my house heavy with silence, and a threat I knew I'd have to answer. "And if something happens to my financial security because I fix Melissa's bad choices, that would be on me," I said coldly. "At least this way, the person who created the mess lives with it." Robert pointed at me. "You'll regret this. Family sticks together." "You didn't believe that 5 years ago," I replied. After they left, I didn't wait. I called the realtor I'd spoken to months earlier about a possible move with Sebastian. "It's Claire. I need to sell my house, fast. I'll take a 5% cut to move it." She paused. "That's interesting timing. I have a buyer watching your area. With that discount, he'll jump." 3 days later, an offer came in. Lower than ideal, but clean and quick. I accepted without hesitation. When I told Sebastian, he was confused. Why the rush? I told him everything, Diana and Robert showing up uninvited, refusing to leave, making threats. "I don't trust them," I said. "They'll keep pushing. I'd rather move the money somewhere safe, where they can't see it or use it against me." And for the first time, I felt like I was finally one step ahead. "That's probably smart." "And hey," Sebastian said with a grin, "this means you can stay with me sooner than we planned." I smiled for the first time in days. "Are you okay with me staying at your place while I look for a new house here?" "Are you kidding? I've been hoping you'd move here." "This just speeds things up," he said, pulling me close. The closing happened fast. Within a week, all the paperwork was signed and the house was officially sold. Sebastian came out to help me pack, sharing the stress so I wasn't alone. As the last boxes went into the truck, I looked back one final time. I'd been happy there. I'd fought hard to afford it, but selling felt right. A new chapter with Sebastian awaited, and my family couldn't weaponize my home anymore. "You okay?" he asked, arm around me. "Yeah, let's get out of here." Driving away, I felt a weight lift. Whatever happened with Melissa and her debts, it wasn't my problem. I was finally free. Living with Sebastian was everything I'd hoped, comfortable, safe, and full of peace. We spent our evenings browsing houses online, dreaming about a future together. For the first time in months, I felt truly happy, calm, and free. About a month into living with Sebastian, my phone rang one Tuesday morning. The number was unfamiliar, but it had my old hometown area code. "Is this Claire Smith?" the voice asked. "Yes. This is Officer Hughes with the Lincoln Police Department." I'm calling about your parents, Robert and Diana Smith. My blood ran cold. What kind of incident? They were arrested last night for breaking and entering and destruction of property. The homeowner intends to press charges. Breaking and entering where? The address they entered is your former residence. 847, Maple Street, your old house? I swallowed hard. I sold that house a month ago. What were my parents doing there? That's what we're trying to figure out. They caused extensive damage inside, destroyed furniture, broke windows, spray-painted obscenities. The new owner returned to find them smashing the living room coffee table with a baseball bat. I collapsed onto Sebastian's couch, my legs trembling. Are you serious? Very serious. Damage is estimated around $40,000. Your parents claimed they thought it was still your house and that you had wronged them somehow. They said they were getting back at me for abandoning the family. I told Officer Hughes everything, Melissa's debts, their uninvited visits to my house, the 5-year drama that led here. He listened carefully, taking notes. So, they didn't know you'd sold the house? Obviously not, I said. They probably went there to vandalize your property as revenge for not giving Melissa money. Instead, they destroyed an innocent person's home. That's exactly what it looks like. The problem is, it wasn't yours, he said. After hanging up, I explained everything to Sebastian. He was as stunned as I was. That's insane, Claire. They could have been shot. What if the homeowner thought they were intruders? I hadn't even considered that. My parents could have died over a pathetic revenge plot. Over the next weeks, I got updates from the police and mutual friends about their case. The legal process moved fast. Diana and Robert faced serious charges, but their lawyer negotiated a plea. They admitted guilt, avoided jail, but had to pay full restitution to the terrified homeowner. $40,000 in property damage, plus legal fees and court costs, close to $60,000 total. A few weeks later, my friend Catherine called with the full story. Claire, your parents had to sell their house. They couldn't afford restitution any other way, she said. The irony hit me hard. They sold the very house they claimed was their only asset, the one they said they were too old to replace. And get this, after paying the court and the homeowner, they gave the leftover money to Melissa to cover her debts. They ended up doing exactly what they wanted me to do, but with their own house instead of mine. That's not even the best part, Catherine continued. Melissa's creditor problems? Not scary at all. The so-called dangerous people were just a regular investment firm threatening to sue her. No broken bones, no mysterious accidents, just normal legal action. She lied about being in physical danger. She manipulated everyone, even Diana and Robert, into thinking her life was at risk, when it was just a routine lawsuit. Where are they now? I asked. Renting a tiny apartment with Melissa and Andrew. All 4 of them crammed into a 2-bedroom place. From what I heard, it wasn't going well, constant fights, non-stop tension. A few months passed, and word got back to me that my family was trying to reach me through mutual friends. Apologies. Explanations. A chance to rebuild. Every time it came up, my answer was no. Catherine called one last time. Your mom asked me to tell you she's sorry. She says they know they handled everything wrong. It's too late, I said. They spent 5 years not caring if I was alive. Then they demanded I bankrupt myself for Melissa's mistakes. Then they committed crimes when I said no. I'm done. But they're still your family, Catherine said gently. No, I replied. Family doesn't abandon you for 5 years and show up demanding money. Family doesn't hire private investigators to stalk you. Family doesn't break into houses with baseball bats because they don't get their way. Sebastian had heard everything. When I hung up, he squeezed my hand. You okay? I'm perfect, I said, and I meant it. We'd found a house we both loved and were getting ready to make an offer. I was thriving at work, recently promoted, finally building a life rooted in peace. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need closure. I already had the best ending of all, freedom. Most importantly, I didn't have to live inside their chaos anymore. Sebastian smiled at me with that look that still made my heart skip. Speaking of the house we love, he said softly, I was thinking of making an offer bigger than just real estate. Then he dropped to one knee right there in the living room and opened a ring box that stole my breath. Claire, will you marry me? I cried, happy, shaking tears I hadn't felt in years. Yes, I said, laughing through them. Absolutely yes. We got engaged that day and put in an offer that weekend. It was accepted immediately. We're planning a small wedding next year, right in the backyard of our new home, the kind of quiet joy I once thought I didn't deserve. Sometimes I think about my family and wonder if cutting them off was the right choice. Those doubts last about 30 seconds. Then I remember the peace. The calm. The absence of manipulation and emotional warfare. Melissa created her problems through reckless choices and refused to learn. Diana and Robert chose to enable her instead of letting consequences teach their lesson. And when I refused to be used, they chose harassment, and then crimes. I chose myself. And that choice changed everything. I chose to build a life with someone who truly loves and supports me, without conditions. I chose to protect my financial security and my mental health. I chose to surround myself with people who see me as a person, not an ATM. And honestly, I think I chose far, far better. Sebastian and I are deep in wedding plans, dreaming about kids someday, imagining the garden we'll plant next spring, and creating a home filled with love and laughter. My career is thriving in ways I never imagined. I wake up each day feeling genuinely happy, peaceful, and proud of the life I've built. None of this would have been possible if I had let my family drag me back into their chaos, if I'd sacrificed my future for their dysfunction. So no, I don't regret cutting them off. Not for a second. Sometimes, the people who are supposed to love you unconditionally are the ones who demand the most impossible conditions. Walking away from toxic family isn't cruel, it's sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself. The hardest boundaries are often the ones that set us free, and freedom is worth every sacrifice it takes. Thanks for listening. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Hit like if you believe in choosing yourself, comment your thoughts, I want to hear your story, and don't forget to subscribe for more tales of courage, boundaries, and reclaiming your life. Sometimes, the family you create is far more powerful and nurturing than the one you were born into.